This is RadioOnFire.com. Yours truly, Diamond K, in here. Thank you for joining me. Of course, broadcasting from the Radio on Fire studios here in Baltimore, Maryland. A lot of things I want to talk about, a lot of things that I want to get into. Frequently, what happens is what I call celebrity worship. Some fans of artists tend to hold them so dearly because they made a song that you like. Because they made a song that you like, you don't want to let go when the artist goes too far or the person says too much. But a lot of times people have this issue with artists or celebrities. You are quick to cut off people that you know when they do some shit you don't like. When people that you know do shit that you don't like, you will cut them off. It doesn't matter whether it's a family member, your baby father, your baby mother, the girl you went to the prom with. If they do some shit that you don't like, you will cut them off. But for some reason with celebrities, people seem to have this trouble of cutting them off. I don't get it. They have trouble cutting them off, right? R. Kelly, who's done a lot of foul shit. Some people, I'm saying, but he made Step in the Name of Love, and they won't cut him off. They won't, or they'll acknowledge that the behavior was bad, but they make excuses for him, right? People did it with Bill Cosby. And frequently, people get confused how I feel about the Bill Cosby shit. About the Bill Cosby shit, I think that there is a difference between bringing a girl to your house, or to your apartment, to your hotel, offering her liquor, offering her some type of drugs, and if she accepts it, and then y'all become intimate. When regret steps in later, if the girl wants to use being under the influence as an excuse or change up the story because now you look like shit when back then you was popping, and change the narrative to say, oh, now I was raped, I have a problem with that. Now, if somebody just dropped something in your drink that you didn't know about and they take advantage of you, that's some fucked up shit. But if you come back to my house, I say, hey, you want some of this? And you know what it is, and I don't put nothing in it, I don't add nothing to it, and you drink it, you're like, whoo, that water sure got me fucked up. Let me lay down on the bed for a minute. You know what I mean? I ain't rape you, right? But that aside, I'm alluding to Bill Cosby. So if there is no evidence that Bill Cosby did this other than some women who are now older saying he did this to me, that's all the evidence you got. You just got a bunch of women saying he did this to me, right? That to me is not evidence, right? It wasn't no evidence. It wasn't enough evidence to stop Kavanaugh from coming in, right? It was only that lady saying it. The other ladies, it wasn't no other person like, yeah, I heard. It was just these ladies saying this. That's it, and a funky ass deposition that he did. That's it. That's all they got. You ain't got none of Bill Cosby's pubic hair. None of that. You ain't got no empty pudding pop rappers. There was no evidence other than she said he did this to me and a whack ass deposition. That's all they had. Bill Cosby gone for potentially 3 years. All right. Now, the people that said, oh my God, fuck the Cosby Show, take that shit off. I'm not saying you can erase that. I'm saying there's no evidence against Bill Cosby. If he did it, he should go to jail. Fine. Or some type of punishment. Fine. But what I'm saying is if he did it. Now, if we saw him do it, totally different. Now, gets me to my point. We saw and heard Kanye West, who did a classic albums. College Dropout, classic album. Many other classic albums. He did those things. The fact that he now has evolved into a conservative, that alone is not disqualifying. It's the other things that he says, because should you be conservative with things? Should you some of the beliefs of conservative people? Okay, if you have those beliefs, that's fine. I have friends who are conservative, but when you have somebody who takes 360-degree turns consistently, this person is just talking to hear himself talk. This is a publicity move. This is a media whore trying to pimp the media, which is fine. You know, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. Kim Kardashian pimps the media. But even Kim Kardashian is not co-signing some of Kanye West's fuckery. Even she ain't saying shit about it, because it's too much. It's too much. Everybody is aware that a few days ago, Kanye West went to the White House again to lick the boots of President Trump. And he sat there for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, however long it was, just talking. He was saying shit that was so dumb, peppered in with hints of good topics. But for the most part, he was saying dumb shit. And I'm going to get to some of the dumb shit in a minute. But he was saying some dumb shit. And it was, I said, sprinkled in with free Larry Hoover and that kind of thing. Cool. I get that. But he said a lot of dumb shit. And for those people that said, and we're going to get to some of the posts. And I talked about this and had some dialogue with some people. But he said a lot of dumb shit. Now, Kanye West is a rapper, entrepreneur, fashion designer, right? And he has the ear of a lot of people. So when he says and does dumb shit, we got to call him out for the dumb shit. But the problem that I have, and this is a bigger problem with society, we make excuses for people. We make excuses. And then when the behavior is fucked up, we go back to the same excuse. When you were younger, a lot of people in my generation, when they were younger, they got what we call an ass whipping. Go get the switch. Give me a brush. Give me a clog. Clog. Was that just in my house? My mother used the clog? Okay. Sometimes my mother would use the hand brush, the hair brush. Hit your hand with the hair brush, right? My father would use a belt. And I know there's other people whose parents did the same thing, right? When you did something wrong, there was a consequence. You fucked up in school, consequence. Doing some dumb shit around the neighborhood, consequence. Parents did not like to be embarrassed in public. So you out and we in the mall doing some dumb shit. Put you in your place. Don't make me take you in the bathroom. That kind of shit, right? Those behaviors helped to bring about respect. You respected shit. When an adult said something, you listened. It was respect. But my generation had kids, and they decided, I don't want to beat my kids. I didn't like when I got a beating. You weren't supposed to like when you got a beating. Don't do dumb shit, and then you won't get a fucking beating, right? But we abandoned this discipline. Once we abandoned the discipline, we started to raise kids who did not respect authority. These kids did not respect authority. And now, these kids don't respect authority. And we got our hands up like, oh my God, what is going on with these kids? I cannot believe this stuff is happening. That's because we abandoned discipline. And now we want to make excuses. If we get back to the basics, that would address a lot of these issues. But some of these kids, I don't even know. Because the parents is fucked up. Kids is fucked up. Now, we talking about multiple generations. These might be 2 generations of this actually happening. So that's the reason. But we're making excuses and we don't want to address the real reason. The real issue. Which takes me back to Kanye West. People want to make excuses for the dumb shit that he says. His mother died. He's sick. His record not selling. I don't know. All of these excuses are void. All of these excuses do not matter. And Bad Cookie says drugs is a big part also. You're absolutely right. If you're talking about drugs with the kids or you're talking about drugs with Kanye or both, and it's probably both. But here's the thing. So his mother dying, okay. His mother has been gone for quite some time. So a lot of people's mothers are gone. A lot of people's grandmothers are gone, okay? She said both. I agree. So that's no excuse for this behavior. This is the reason that Kanye is saying these things is because he wants attention. But he's getting the attention he wants. But in the long run, it's going to fuck him over. Because the attention he's getting is bad. All attention is attention. But then it comes to a point where you're going to get bad results. He is going to continue to dilute his fan base. The people that was fucking with him is going to stop fucking with him. All these white conservatives who he's bending over backwards for, they're not going to come down to his concerts. They're not going to buy no fucking Yeezys. They're not going to do none of this shit. They will allow him to play himself and be used for propaganda purposes, and then they're going to throw him away. If President Trump thought that bringing Kanye West to the White House was going to help get him the black vote, he was wrong. Because black people collectively, most of us ain't fucking with Kanye like that. Kanye doesn't represent black people. Kanye represents the West family. That's who the fuck he represents. And if them little the kids was old enough, they would probably say, "Daddy don't represent us. He ain't speaking for us." But they too young to be able to speak up. Kim Kardashian wasn't nowhere around. If I had a wife and I went to the White House, my wife would be there. Kim Kardashian ain't want to be standing there because she knew he was going to say some dumb shit. Mark my words. Within 5 years, Kim Kardashian is going to leave his dumb ass. Within, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. 5 years, 5 years. How many times I said 3? 5 years, 5 years. I said it 5 times. 5 years. She will be gone to somebody else. New nigga. He will be black, by the way. And athlete, entertainer, something like that. Maybe have a business or something. We'll see. Anyway, it's going to happen. So Kanye West shows up in the White House with Jim fucking Brown. Jim fucking Brown. Jim fucking Brown. It just, whatever. He's just sitting there looking like a fucking, fucking, what's the word? What does he look like? A fucking old geezer with a dumbass cane and shit. He ain't say shit. Kanye says so much dumb shit. Trump didn't even want to say nothing. That's how much dumb stuff he was saying. He was kind of like easy with the Yeezy. So here's some of the shit he said. He's wearing a "Make America Great Again" hat, and using profanity. Okay, whatever. He said they tried to scare me not to wear this hat, but it gives some power in a way. When I put this hat on, you made me a Superman cape I can wear. This is one of the things that Kanye West said to Trump. He was sitting there with Candace Owens, the conservative internet personality, black girl. And he talked about Larry Hoover, the imprisoned gang leader, Larry Hoover, who was serving 6 life sentences at Supermax in Florence Prison in Colorado, which is also where the Unabomber is. So Kanye was trying to talk about 13th Amendment and the fact that prisoners can, based on the Constitution, the 13th Amendment, you go to jail, they can use you for free labor, essentially. And, it's kind of crazy, right? But instead of talking about that part with somebody who doesn't give a fuck, Trump doesn't give a fuck. You want to talk about prison reform? You should have been talking about that shit again to somebody who gives a fuck, because Trump is using you. Don't think that he's sitting there thinking, Melania, let's free Larry Hoover. He's not thinking about that shit. He was fucking using him. And the fact that Kanye allowed himself to be used, they both use each other. He used him for press. He's using him for press. He's using him for photo ops. He's using him for photo ops. And why the fuck they propped up Jim Brown's dumb bootlicking coon ass, I have no idea. You should have just brought out the whole, where was Ray Lewis? You should have brought him too. But Kanye West attempted to make some good points, but he mixed it in with so much dumb shit like this. Here's another dumb quote. This is Kanye speaking about Trump. If he don't look good, we don't look good. This is our president. This is Kanye West. He has to be the freshest, the flyest, have the freshest planes and the best factories, and we have to make our core be empowered. We have to bring jobs into America because our best export is entertainment ideas. But when we make everything in China and not in America, we're cheating our country. We're putting people in position to do illegal things and end up in the cheapest factory ever, which is the prison system. So he mixed some trappings of America with a whole bunch of dumb shit. If Trump doesn't look good, we don't look good. I mean, on a world stage, when Trump says dumb shit, does that affect America? I suppose. It does. Does Trump have to be the flyest, the freshest, and have the flyest planes? Fuck no. What the fuck is he talking about? I mean, Air Force One is a nice plane. When he talks about the factories, there's so much that goes into that, and the ignorance of Kanye West speaking to another ignorant motherfucker who's Trump about real shit. It's like two fucking toddlers trying to talk about the economics of the household. It's just like, okay, yeah, we need to talk about the economics of the household, but you two kids don't have the mental capacity to speak on this subject. And Trump and Kanye West don't have the mental capacity to even speak on these subjects. They know collectively are sharing a brain, and they still don't have enough mental capacity. So while they're speaking about it, I don't even fucking know. And the people that are making excuses of Kanye West saying, "Oh, he's sick. He doesn't have it all." Kanye West said during this, you can't even call it a conversation because Trump didn't really say anything. Most of the people in the room were not talking. Kanye West was having a basketball game with himself. People wasn't even talking. It's like he threw the ball to himself, then ran and caught the ball, and then threw it into the hoop, made the basket, then threw it down court, and then he ran and caught it. I mean, he's doing it all himself. Nobody else is talking. That's how dumb he was. But anyway, he said that he is not bipolar. He was misdiagnosed. The bipolar thing that he just said a few months ago about him being bipolar and proud, he's saying he's not bipolar. He was misdiagnosed. He was really suffering from sleep deprivation. This is what Kanye said. That's what he said. And I'm saying we have to stop making excuses for Kanye West. He knows what he's doing. He is well aware of what he's doing. Every couple months, he does and says something outrageous, just like his wife. Every couple months, she'll post some crazy pictures, and now it doesn't even faze people anymore. That's how Kanye is going to be. It's just not going to faze people. He's going to come out and say shit, do shit, and people are going to be like, not even paying no attention. And that's what's going to happen. And when that happens, he's going to try and do some other attempt to get attention, because that's all this is, an attempt to get attention. To me, is he sad that his mother passed? Of course. But this has nothing to do with his mother. This is him taking advantage of the internet generation. That's it. Do you remember when he said George Bush doesn't care about black people? Remember he said that? Was he sad about his mother then? No. No, his mother was still here then. People, oh my God, it's craziness. This is that. It's all that kind of stuff. But what I'm trying to get people to understand is that this is the workings of a multimillionaire who is just doing things to try to bring more attention to his brand. And Kanye believes that any press is good press. I hope that he is as excited about press when his wife dumps his ass, because you want any press, right? Do I think that his wife is fucking other people now? Yup. She just is not ready to cut ties with Kanye. But as soon as it becomes, as soon as she gets the call from the big boss, who's the big boss? Chris. As soon as Chris says, Kanye is a liability, I think we're going to need to let this nigga go. His ass will be gone. His ass will be gone. But not surprisingly, there were several people who have some type of fondness for Kanye. And when you have a fondness for somebody, sometimes people will overlook shit that they do. Cookie says she thinks she's already gone. And puppet. Who's a puppet? Kanye's a puppet or Trump's a puppet? Or both? When you have a fondness for somebody, people tend to overlook shit that they do. People tend to overlook it. So we posted this comment about Kanye. And I said that people need to stop making excuses for a grown multimillionaire saying dumb stuff. Kanye knows what he is doing. So Jamal said, what exactly is he doing wrong, though? Jamal. It's a lot. I said a lot. The fact that Kanye West jumped up to hug Donald Trump. Donald Trump extended his hand, and because he thought he was going to, shake his hand, and Kanye jumps to hug him. It looked fucking crazy. It looked crazy. Even Trump's like, I'm easy, nigga. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It just the fact that he said Trump was his father figure. Let's keep in mind, Kanye's father is alive, right? I understand he used to get high, but he has cleaned himself up. He beat cancer, all these things, right? And this black man, all of the father figures that you can find in the world, you're going to say on TV, in front of all these cameras, social media, everything, that Trump is your fucking father figure? Jamal, there's something wrong with that, my nigga. Okay? Valencia said she does not think that Kanye is well. I disagree. I think he's fine. He's made millions and millions and millions. How many multi-million disabled mentally motherfuckers do you know? Oh, what? Huh? None? Zero? And he continues to make money because he's doing this shit on purpose. He means to do this shit. All right? Don't y'all feel sorry for Kanye West. He's playing y'all. He's playing with you. And we continue to fall for it. Some of us. All right? So, I responded to her and I told her that, Valencia, I said this. I said, Kanye has managed to make millions, but people with much less success than him are saying that Kanye is not well. If Kanye is not well, what the fuck is wrong with us? Seems strange to me that he's well enough to continue to be successful. He is doing things for publicity and more money. My thoughts. Now, she said his babbling and spacey looks don't seem normal. This is Valencia's response to me. And I think he isn't getting proper treatment. This is what Valencia said. He's turning off all of his fans. It's going to affect his money real soon. I agree with that. It is going to affect his money. It is going to affect his money. And I think that in order for him to act right, he need to lose it all. Lose it all. Wife, fans, kids, house, everything. Strip this nigga down to nothing. Then he's going to remember who he is. His mother is rolling over in her grave at the sheer media whore that her son has become. Katina said, while I believe he is having some sort of mental break due to his mom's death and his accident, that accident from way long ago, fuck out of here. I must agree with you. He said Bush doesn't care about us, but now this known racist does. How, Sway? He said he was a victim of racism under Bush, but he's not under Trump. Everything he says is a contradiction of what he previously said. Thank you, Katina, who posted that. I agree with a lot of what you said. And Maurice said he knows what he's doing. He's in the public eye. More sales, more money. It's really crazy the fact that people are making excuses for him. Don't make excuses for him. You can't excuse this behavior. It's dumb behavior. It's dumb shit. And yes, he can still say and do dumb shit or shit that reflects negatively on black people and still have made classic music in the past. Because music now is not hot. Come on. Song with Lil Pump is okay. It's okay. But this collection of albums that he dropped, for the most part, it was bullshit. There were songs decent here and there, but that Nas album was fuck shit. It's fuck shit. It was a disgrace. One good song on there. Nas ain't like that shit. I know he didn't. Nas did not like that shit. Pusha T's album was decent. Kanye's album was bullshit. And he was getting ready to drop some more bullshit. And he had to slow down. Hold up. Don't put out this bullshit. But that's Jim Brown sitting there. It's just fucking crazy. But financial success aside, when it's all said and done, I don't expect to see Kanye and Trump together again. I don't think that this meeting got Trump what he wanted. I don't think it got him what he wanted. One more thing about the trapdoor slavery talk that Kanye said. There are a lot of things affecting our mental health that makes us do crazy things that put us back in the trapdoor called the 13th Amendment, Kanye said. I did say abolish with a Make America Great Again hat on. Because why would you keep something around that's a trapdoor? If you're building a floor, the Constitution is the base of our industry, right, of our country, of our company. Why would you build a trapdoor? If you mess up and accidentally something happens, you fall and you end up next to the Unabomber. Jail should exist. Where would you put a motherfucker like the Unabomber if there's no jail? First, if you have to hold people accountable for their actions. The Unabomber did some fucked up shit, okay? Did he fall into a 13th Amendment trap? No, he did not. He did some fucked up shit and he should be in jail. Okay? So let's not sit here and act like jail should not exist, because it should. When people do fucked up shit, now what the fuck are you going to do with them? Okay? So let's establish. Now, are there some people in jail that do not belong there? Definitely. Did some people make some mistakes and end up in jail? Yes. But some people just are fucked up for whatever reason. And what Kanye's dumb rants don't recognize is that fact and many other facts. But he was talking about a hydrogen-powered plane. A hydrogen-powered plane, my nigga. What the fuck are you talking about? Hydrogen? Okay, so there's a lot. We talk about liberals and conservatives. This one disturbs me a lot. And I'm going to end on this. Kanye said in a meeting with Trump, a liberal would try to control a black person through the concept of racism because we know we're proud, emotional people. So when I said I like Trump to someone who is liberal, they'll say, oh, but he's racist. Kanye says, you think racism can control me? Oh, that don't stop me. That's an invisible wall. Let's stop right there. These are conservative talking points that are frequently used when they say the racism that exists, Democrats and Republicans. You have racists on both sides. people are racist. However, historically, people from both parties have contributed to the racism in America. That aside, Trump specifically is a racist. And when you fail to address why he's being called a racist and just overview and just gloss over the fact that he's a racist, that is a conservative talking point. That's not addressing the racism. That's just saying just because he's racist doesn't mean I can't like him. And you don't, whatever, that's fine. But it's not addressing the facts. And frequently conservatives will do that. And when you have black conservatives, they will do that. So they will ignore the racism that exists in the Republican Party and talk about, well, Democrats started slavery or some other crazy shit. Democrats didn't start slavery because the slavery existed before the framework of this country was even built. It predates Democrats in the United States. Okay. Slavery is something that happened as a result of wars initially. When one people conquered another people, you enslaved the losing side. So slavery dates back way before this country starts. Now, when you talk about slavery in America, that has been here since the beginning. And that is a separate issue in itself. But white people, Europeans enslaved what we're calling black people, right? So that's whether that's Democrats, whether that's Republicans, we're talking about the ideals of the conservatives and the ideals of liberals, the ideals of the left, the ideals of the right. Now, whenever you want to talk about shit that's happening right now, usually conservative people want to go back to some old shit. Now, shit flipped because back in the day, the conservatives were called Democrats. It's the same shit. They changed the name, broke it up, party split, blah, 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 blah. Long story short. When people say things, fucking believe them. Kanye wants to play this role. Believe him. Stop making excuses for it. That's all I'm saying. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at The Don McKay Show, at Radio on Fire. I'll be back. We're going to take a break. I want to talk about TJ Smith mentioning me in his resignation letter. So we're going to talk about that. And also I'm going to go into the mix in the next hour. But we're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to come back and talk about TJ Smith mentioning me in his resignation letter and after his resignation letter. So stay tuned. We'll be back after this.